Good morning and happy Friday, folks. Um, okay, so this whole time difference thing is going to be a bit of a nuisance because normally it'd be just about 8:20 in the morning, whereas here it's almost 6:20. So one way or another, jet lag is going to kick my ass. Uh, Before we begin, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Well, uh, Well, let's get to, let's start with my high. I'm in the state of Colorado now, which is awesome. And in spite of all the traveling I did, I was able to, I was able to watch yesterday's episode of Hot Ones. I was able to watch After Midnight. I was able to do a lot. And what's even better, I got to see my family yesterday, which is great. My low, let's see, what would my low be? Well, getting up early, that was kind of annoying. Even though I did a good job playing it well in yesterday's video. Actually, no, I do have one low. And that's and this was affecting my mom and dad too. Obviously, I'm in Colorado. I'm in a much higher altitude than I would be than if I was in upstate New York. And for whatever reason, as we were on our way here to Dillon, Colorado, I started getting a bit of a headache. I mean, my mom felt a little bit worse, and my dad could feel it too. But it was weird. I mean, it's very clear that the mountain air is going to affect a lot of people's if you're not living in Colorado and you're not used to the mountain air, it's definitely going to affect you. But this is the first time I've been to Colorado, and it's affected me exactly as it is right now. And so yeah, honestly, I think right now I feel perfectly fine. I feel perfectly fine. No headache, no nothing. It just, again, just that initial mountaineer jolt, I suppose, is what got me. And let's see, what's my act of kindness? What was my act of kindness? Well, there is one act of kindness I would like to share, but that would require spoiling something I have planned on Tuesday. So, actually, that's not true. We did take my car to the airport yesterday, and I was able to carry my mom's suitcase if she needed help with it. So, yeah, that works as an act of kindness. That works. Let's see. Oh, actually, I do have one more part of my low. My phone battery actually died on our way to Denver, Colorado. Well, here's the thing, the plane we were on, right? There's a charging station for, if you're sitting in an airplane, say I'm sitting in an airplane right now, right in front of me, there's the phone charger, and of course, I'm sitting in the one seat in which there's a phone charger that doesn't work. So I pretty much had to put my phone charger with my parents to charge my phone, look at my phone every now and again. And somewhere along, I fell asleep, right? Which, by the way, I was watching Oppenheimer on the way from Detroit to Denver. Spoiler, still a great movie. Somewhere along the line, my phone got unplugged. So it couldn't charge, and then my phone died. So, needless to say, yesterday was a bit of a struggle to keep it charged, but again, the important thing is we made it to Colorado safely. We made it to our desired destination safely. And right now, actually, I have one more low to my ad. That's probably coming across yesterday was bad. It was far from being a bad day, by the way. And that's I actually wanted to do this video by, believe it or not, the jacuzzi. Yeah, there's a pool and jacuzzi downstairs. It is dope as hell, too. But it doesn't open until 7. And it's 6:23 as of right now. So, seeing as I want to get this video over with, you know, wanted to get it done now. So anyway, before I get into yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, got to see my family yesterday. We had my aunt's spaghetti pie, which I actually have done a Mom Food Chronicles on. I really should get back to doing Mom Food Chronicles at some point. I feel kind of silly that I haven't. And we got these shirts for my grandmother because, for those of you who don't know, my grandmother did live out here for many years until she moved out to Las Vegas, and we're out here to scatter her ashes. We're going to scatter her ashes today when we're out on Lake Dillon, which, don't worry, I'll be sure to take some pictures of. And tomorrow, which I got something big planned. We're going to go to Shrine Pass, and I've actually given this some thought. I think I'm going to do the State of My Being address on the top of the mountain. I think I'm going to do it. It's going to be early as hell. And this, from what I hear, is not the easiest of things to do. But if I pull this off, well, let's just say it's going to make for probably the best video I've ever done. If I pull this off, that is. But tonight we see the Tedeschi Trucks Band. It's going to be a stupidly late day unless a couple of us leave early. Which, that's actually something I'm going to bring up. Because a few people are definitely going to want to do this at like by this time tomorrow, a bunch of us are going to be heading to Shrine Pass to scatter my grandmother's ashes. And, you know, it's the Tedeschi Trucks Band at Red Rocks. So, you know it's going to be late unless a bunch of us leave early. I'm going to see if I can bring that up. Because don't get me wrong, I'm excited to go to the concert. And if it wasn't for what we were doing tomorrow, I wouldn't care. But tomorrow's a big day. Well, today's a big day too. But tomorrow, there's more weight to it, I think. Just barely so. But I got to see my family yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Spaghetti pie. That's what my aunt makes. It was just great seeing everybody again, and being in the mountain air. It was a lot of fun. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm in a hotel room. I probably should have said that at the start of this video. So I guess before I forget, let's talk about this week's episode of Hot Ones, which Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, man. I mean, this episode alone is going to go down as an all-time Hot Ones great. Simply because, I mean, for lack of a better analogy, this whole episode was just Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds just clowning around. It was fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sean asked some pretty big questions too. Like they talked about the concept of Wolverine being a straight man to Deadpool, and it was because Hugh Jackman told the story of how he pretty much retired being the character of Wolverine, and then like 3 days later, Deadpool comes out. So it took 6 years, but we got Deadpool and Wolverine. That's awesome. They talked about getting fitted for superhero costumes because specifically Deadpool's costume and Wolverine's costume, the yellow one, the one from the comics, the one they brought back for Deadpool and Wolverine, they're two of the most iconic superhero costumes of all time. Right up there with the likes of, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman would be up there. Actually, thanks to the MCU, a lot of superhero costumes are more mainstream. But when you think of superhero costumes, you think of the ones I just mentioned. And they talked about how this one guy named Ross Schenkel, who made the Deadpool costume, like he's really good at his work, looks really cool, and to make sure the costume looks really cool. I mean, if I get an opportunity to see Deadpool Wolverine, I'm definitely gonna go see it. No question about it. Unfortunately, today will not be a good day to do it. Nor tomorrow. But that's fine. You know, I could probably see when I'm on vacation next week. That's an idea. Well, we'll see. I'll have to play that by ear. They talked about how, because obviously before they were actors, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds did have jobs. Ryan Reynolds talked about the worst accident he had as a forklift driver was getting his ankle crushed. A few times, actually. And when choosing between being a ranger and being a birthday clown for hire, Hugh Jackman actually has more fun memories being a birthday clown. Cool. He actually talked about how one of the last parties he ever did, I think it was he was at a party for an 8-year-old, and the 8-year-old says, "You stay," which kind of funny. So he smashed his eggs over his head, and that made him laugh. I mean, listen, I know clowns get a bad rep, but I don't hate clowns. I like clowns. Clowns are fine. They talked about the concept of a leak being a movie being a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's very rare that a leak is a good thing, unfortunately. Actually, Ryan Reynolds talked about how they were going to make a sort of fake movie trailer for a movie called Alpha Cop, obviously with Hugh Jackman in it. And at the end, like, boom, it's actually a tease. It's really Deadpool Wolverine. Which sounds hilarious, but kind of sad we never got it. They talked about how the most takes any one of them had to do for a director, not Hugh specifically, but he was on the first X-Men movie. Bryan Singer had to do like 30 takes because Patrick Stewart had a monologue or something that he had to do correctly. And, you know, again, 30 takes, like, that's a lot. I mean, a couple takes is a lot in the grand scheme of things. I mean, unfortunately, whenever I think of, like, because, you know, I wouldn't mind being an actor someday, you know, doing like comedy and stuff like that. Takes are the one thing I always forget that happens when making a movie. So I gotta remember that. They talked about, like, why some movies, like, what happens behind the scenes regarding movies that take, like, years to make. And, I mean, the biggest problem is, you know, time and money. Specifically, having a lot of time and money. Because, for example, if a lot of time passes, people lose interest, they're not going to want to do it. Or if they want to do something but they don't have the budget for it, they can't do that either. On the flip side of that, if they have too much time, they could rework the script into something completely different, and then you get a different movie altogether, which isn't the original vision of what you're getting. Like, when you think about it, I mean, I don't think you need me to tell you that making movies to any capacity is a very intricate process. Which, I mean, if any of you guys are watching this, and if you're like writers or directors or actors, I mean, you have my undying respect, no question. Actually, I'm sorry, I actually did two questions at once. But anyway, they both, because the first question was what happens behind the scenes when movies take years to make. The second was the enemy of creativity is time and money. That's what it was. I am so sorry. I screwed that up. My notes are behind my phone, so I'm trying to like reach over. Like, okay, that's what I typed in. Okay, I totally messed it up. They talked about they did a paddles game, which who does it better, Australia or Canada? Because you know Hugh Jackman's Australian, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. Australia has better movies and better slang, and seafood and scenery are tied. So, there you go. Hugh Jackman also talked about how singing the national anthem for the first time in front of a crowd of like 90,000 people was actually more stressful than hosting the Tonys. Because it isn't just 90,000 people in a giant like arena. There's actually people watching all over the world. I mean, I guess people are watching the Tonys all over the world too. But I guess like, because when you think about it, if you're at the Tonys, you're like in an auditorium with like what, a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people at most. But a giant arena with like 90,000 people, and on top of that, the world is also watching. Yeah, I can see how that's incredibly stressful. And now finally we get to the last dab. Basically, it was just Hugh and Ryan talking about how they appreciate and annoy each other. Which, I mean, listen, Deadpool and Wolverine is arguably going to be the biggest blockbuster hit of this summer. I wouldn't be surprised if it already has, like, you know, I guarantee you within like a few days, that movie's going to reach a couple 100,000 at the box office. A couple million. Why did I say 100,000? 100 million at the box office. I can't believe I screwed that up. That is uncouth of me. But yeah, this is gonna go down as a hot one. This whole episode was just like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds just goofing around. I mean, don't get me wrong, they reacted to the hot sauce immensely. I mean, like literally the opening is like Hugh Jackman holding a napkin in his mouth, like that was just oh, the pain of the bomb beyond insanity. But this is a great episode. Honestly, yesterday was a great day entirely. You know, we made, had to get up early, but we made it to our destination safely. I was able to find time to watch Hot Ones. You know, it was great. And honestly, I can't wait to see what today brings. Oh, actually, I know what today's going to be. We're going to go for a boat ride, and then we're going to go see the Tedeschi Trucks Band at Red Rocks. It's going to be sick. And don't worry. I didn't forget what I got to do. I hope you all like this video. If you did, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I have a humble video for all you guys watching. Joe for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Oh, happy Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, pick AK, make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Actually, hold on a second. That's the view behind me. See ya.